Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have a guide on the new street dealers. I have a guide on the stash houses, on Gerald's packages, the store robberies, pretty much everything that's been added in these drip feed missions today. I'm sorry that this, video took me some time to make. I've just been very busy and I've been messing around with these missions all day, testing out some things, just trying to get a good idea of it. But if you enjoy this video, do drop a like. It does help me to make more content like this. I didn't want to spam all those guides in like separate videos. I decided instead to put it all in one big video just to make it more simple. And I have timestamps down below if you want to skip to a specific part. But anyways, let's start off this video. So let's start off here, talk about Gerald Caches. So Gerald Caches are a new, event that spawns every single real-life day, and these reset at around 12 a.m. Central Time. That's around my time. That's when I had another one of these spawn. The street dealers for me on my game actually reset after 1 a.m. Central Time. So I'm not sure if that's a glitch or something that these reset at 12 a.m. and street dealers reset at 1 a.m. But basically around that time, check what time it is for you, 12 a.m. Central Time, because that's around the time when these will reset every single day. But anyways, the Gerald's Caches is they're kind of like these little purple crates that appear on the map, and the nice thing about this is that they always appear on your map, so every time they will always tell you where it is, and these locations are randomized, so you are not going to have the exact same location as your friend. You're probably going to have a different location, and even in that location itself, the package is not going to be in the exact same spot for everyone. But anyways, this was my first one, looking around for it, and basically when you find the package, you just get some money. You get close to $30,000, at least that was what I had gotten here. But a little tip about the packages is these packages, your controller, if you're playing on the console, I'm not sure if the PC does anything different, but if you're playing on the console, if you're playing on the Xbox or you're playing on the PlayStation, then your controller will actually vibrate a little bit. It will shake a little bit when you are very close. Only when you're very, very close, just a few meters away from it, it'll start vibrating. So make sure you listen to your controller. If it starts vibrating, know that you're very close to it. So I was able to find the package here in kind of like this little power grid area, and I picked it up, I opened it up, and sometimes you will get cops. In this case, I actually did not get cops, but inside the package, I got, close to $30,000, and I got some ammo and some snacks. And then later on in the day, I had the exact same location. It was 12 a.m. Central Time. It reset for me, and I had the exact same place, and I had the exact same package. But, chances are you're not going to have the exact same spot. But just basically look around, listen for the, listen for when your controller vibrates. But here's a little bit of a tip for people. A lot of people actually haven't realized this, but this is actually not the payout that you're going to be getting later on, because I thought, oh, it's not that bad. Once every in-game day, you get around, close to $30,000 for just finding one package, right? Well, the problem is that this is only giving you 50% more for this week. That's right. So if it's giving you 50% more for this week, and I'm getting $27,000, that means that what? I'm going to be getting like around like $13,000, $14,000 for this normally? Really? Just for finding that package? So, you'd think that 27,000, 28,000 would have been a better choice, but just know that after next week, it's going to go down in value. So 50% of what you have now is what you're going to be getting later on. So just make sure you keep that in mind. Next up here, we have store robberies, and store robberies are a new rare random event, and you will notice them when you see a little red dot on your map running away from a store, and you'll hear an alarm. Let's listen to this. So you'll basically see a robber running away, and this is very similar to single player. This is almost pretty much copy and paste of what we have in single player. In single player, there are random events for people that don't know, where people will rob stores or rob other NPCs, and you can chase after that robber NPC, take them down, and either return the money or keep the money for yourself. Now, I return the money here, and people think that this is just at convenience stores. This is not just at convenience stores. As you can see, I had gotten this at a barber shop. So I'm assuming this can happen to a lot of other stores, not just convenience stores. So convenience stores stores I've seen it happen to, and I've seen it happen to barbershops, but I got Good Samaritan bonus. There are awards for this, but, that's just basically an award that you get for being a Good Samaritan. And then, here I had, second instance also later on, and these events, for people wondering, these are extremely rare. Like, very, very rare. Like, I spent hours in this session driving around, and I finally had it spawn. So I wanted to, try this event at least one more time in this video. But just know, these store robberies events are extremely rare. Very, very rare. And I was in an invite-only session. If I'm in an invite-only session this rare, I can imagine how rare they're in a public session. But anyways, had another guy here running away, take him down, and I decided to return the money. And this week, you get $40,000 for returning the money. Now, here's the question. Should you return the money, or should you take it? What is the better choice? Now, my personal opinion, I think the better choice would be to return the money instead of stealing it. Why? It's not necessarily that I care about returning the money, but because I think that it requires a lot more effort to actually steal the money. Take my friend Brandon here, for example, and I want to thank my friend Brandon for also recording this, but my friend Brandon had another, situation he recorded later on where he saw a store robbery, and on his game, he actually decided to actually run away with it. Now, if you actually decide to run away with the money, you are going to you're going to get an extra $10,000, so you'll get $50,000 in this example. But the problem is this exactly. Take a look at this. This is the Newswire, and the Newswire right here shows that it's actually double money on these store random events. Isn't that kind of weird? Double money on store random events that are so rare anyways. But yes, they are double money on that, and I knew it was a little bit too good to be true. So that means that it's normally going to be between $20,000 to $25,000. If you return the money, you're going to get $20,000. If you steal the money, you're going to get $25,000. Now, the reason that I suggest returning the money is because take a look at Brandon's gameplay right here. So Brandon, what he did is he actually tried to call Lester, and he thought that by calling Lester and removing the cops that it would just make that 2-minute timer go away. But no, it doesn't make that 2-minute timer go away. So then he has to wait the whole 2 minutes, and then after the 2 minutes, he has cops come back after him. So, in my personal opinion, I would say if you have this event, just return the money. Return the money. I know you're getting, $5,000 to $10,000 less, but you don't have to drive around for 2 minutes and avoid cops and just call Lester and just do all that. You just return the money and just move on to doing your next activity. That's at least what I personally recommend doing. Next up, we have the 50-car garage, which costs $2,740,000, and there really isn't much customization to it besides a few paint colors, and you can choose immaculate, industrial, or indulgent. And the nice thing about this is that if you the interiors and the colors actually do not change in price unless you want to change them later on, and it's always the exact same location. But anyways, we're going to be going over to it. It's in West Vinewood. It's this building right here. And this building, you can basically put 50 cars in here. There is 5 floors to this building, but noticeably, this garage has kind of a living space here. And the living space, it has cameras. And these cameras, you can actually sit on here AFK. So if you ever actually don't want to be kicked, just go sit on these cameras. These cameras are also in other, businesses, the nightclub, the MC businesses, the bunker. Whenever you don't want to be kicked, just go on these cameras. I sit on these cameras a lot of times in the past, and I don't get kicked. Also, make sure you're not in the CEO or MC, just so you're not charged fees if you do decide to go AFK doing this. You do have this Limeys juice here, but I don't think that the juice actually does anything. And then, you have a TV. But that's basically it for that little interior area. But as for the garage itself, like I said, 50 cars, 5 floors. There is a roof area, which you can actually sit on the couch, but other players could kill you up here. Really isn't much to do here. But there is 2 other details about the 50-car garage. And that is that if you actually press the interaction menu, you can actually just change the interior here. So whenever you want to change the interior, you just press the interaction menu, and you can always preview it before buying it, which is nice. But also, you can actually set the 50-car garage to be your spawn location. And the spawn location is this place right here. It's the Eclipse Boulevard garage. And so whenever you find a new session, you will spawn in that garage. As you guys can see right here, I spawned in that garage. If you ever want to move cars around, you do have this little panel here, which you can change the direction of the cars. You can change the placement of the cars, so you can place the cars whatever order you want. I'm probably going to take some time filling this garage up. I'm not much of a car guy myself, but I did want to show you guys this because it is also part of the DLC, and a lot of people actually do not know the spawn location. But the fact that you can actually choose this as a spawn location, I personally believe that this was probably going to be released before the Drug Wars DLC, because if you actually look in order of the spawn locations, it's in order of the DLCs that came out in GTA Online. You have the vehicle warehouse, and then afterwards you have the bunker, and then after that you have after that you have the hangar, then you have the nightclub. So the list just goes in order of the DLCs that were out in the game. So this might have been planned before as drip feed. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. We're doing the stash houses now. Moving on next, we have the stash houses. Now, the stash houses are one of the best parts of this DLC, and they appear with this kind of like purple little house symbol on the map. The stash house location will always be marked on your map, but it's not the exact same location for every single person. So every other person will have a different location, chances are. But anyways, the stash houses, they reset, at least for me, at around 1 a.m. Central US time. And I found that a bit weird because my Gerald Cache reset at 12 a.m. Central Time, but this one didn't reset past 1 a.m. And even when it hit 1 a.m., it didn't reset until like half an hour through. I kept joining new sessions. One of my other friends actually ended up getting the stash house at 1 a.m., but I didn't. It wasn't until half an hour later that I joined other sessions that it spawned on me, and I kept joining sessions. So I don't know exactly if it's glitched at certain times, but regardless, check around, 1 a.m. Central Time. That is when the stash houses will respawn. But anyways, once you get to the stash house is pretty much the exact same interior as, that nightclub mission in the Criminal Enterprises DLC when you go down here and you destroy like a little drug lab. But instead of destroying that, what you're going to be doing is you're breaking into a safe. And basically, to find the safe combination, this is the same type of safe that you have in Cayo Perico where you just put in the combination. You're going to look for a sticky note. And the sticky note can be on top of boxes, it can be on a table, or it can be on a bulletin board. But once you find a sticky note, you just basically open up the safe and put in the combination and just open it up. And now once you leave, basically what you get for that is you get around $1,000. But if you have the MC businesses or the acid lab or the nightclub or the bunker, you will get supplies for those and possibly cargo for the nightclub, which I'll talk about the nightclub in a little bit here. But in this case, I actually gotten supplies for the bunker, and the supplies that you get give you max supplies. So whenever you steal from this, it gives you max supplies. That's the really nice thing about this. So it's not just MC businesses. You can get bunker, max supplies. You can get acid lab, max supplies, as we actually did in this case. We got acid lab for my friend. And we can also get document forgery, max supplies. Bit weird considering those aren't drugs. But yes, you can get document forgery, max also. And on top of that, you can get meth. And I want to thank my friends for helping out with this and providing these screenshots. I want to thank Chasaruni, I want to thank Melon, and I want to thank Sebi. I want to thank you guys for helping me out with this and also doing my friends' missions just to see what we get basically from this. And for people wondering, what do MC and CEO members get for helping with this mission? They get between $1,000 to $2,000, so it's almost nothing. And they actually cannot go inside the stash house until the host goes in. Once the host goes in, then they can help with the mission. But other than that, they actually cannot help. So it'll basically give you full supplies in that regard. Now the other thing is, basically, I heard that this will also give you nightclub cargo. So for everything else, it'll give you supplies. For, the MC businesses and the bunker and the acid lab, it'll give you full supplies. But for the nightclub, it'll supposedly give you nightclub cargo that you can sell. However, though, me and my friends were playing this game all night long, and we were trying so desperately to get that nightclub mission, but we weren't able to actually get that nightclub resupply. So it's the exact same type of mission. The only difference is supposedly that the nightclub cargo, gets filled up. But if anybody knows, in the comments down below, please tell me if you know the exact amount of nightclub cargo that you get, because we were desperately trying to get that mission, but we didn't. But if you got a lot of MC businesses and you got the acid lab and the bunker, chances are you're probably going to get supplies for that instead of getting some kind of nightclub cargo. But now, here's the question. Are the stash houses worth doing? Definitely, 100%. Now, I've had people, ask me, should I buy supplies or steal supplies? I always recommend to buy supplies, because then you can do other things in the meantime while your supplies are producing. But in this case, actually, this is a mission that you can literally do in less than a minute. I recommend to run in there with a shotgun, preferably assault shotgun, clear it out really quickly, put in the combination, get the thing out of the safe, and just drive away. So it'll let you get free supplies, one full free batch of supplies for basically just like 2 minutes of work. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I would highly recommend doing it. Do the stash houses. They're definitely worth doing. And lastly, here we have the street dealers, which arguably is the biggest part of the Drip Feed DLC. So the street dealers basically add 3 new NPCs to the world, and these 3 new NPCs are in the exact same location for everyone, and they reset at around 1 a.m. Central US time, around there. Mine didn't reset until around 1:30 a.m. Central US time, but basically just showing you guys this is sometimes for certain people, they will spawn faster than for others. I don't know why. For example, my friend Brandon's dealers had reset at this point. Mine should have. It was like around, 1:30 a.m. Central US time, and my dealer still hadn't reset. But he led me to his dealer here, and it was this guy right here. Now, what happened is Brandon was able to interact with him. I wasn't. Brandon lives on the eastern coast of Canada. I live in central US time, so I don't know if the time zone has any difference on that, but after a few minutes, I had loaded up another session, I was able to talk to him. Now, the thing about the dealers is that the dealers, the 3 of them, are always going to be in the exact same spot. All of them are going to be. So, everyone will have the dealers in the exact same location, and I have this good map that I will link down below, gtaweb.eu, which actually shows where the 3 drug dealers will spawn. So if you want to know exactly where they are, check out that map. It's a great map. Be in the description down below. But another thing I want to add on about these dealers is that even though these dealers, there's 3 of them, the 3 of them will actually sell the drugs for different prices. So they'll offer you different prices when you try to sell to them. And even though they offer you different prices when you try to sell to them, the 3 dealers are going to offer the same prices across the players. So across all the players. So nobody's going to be offered different prices when they go to the same dealer, if you get what I mean. Just take a look at this one, for example. This dealer that was here in Sandy Shores, she's offering $4,400 for weed, $13,425 for meth, $29,700 for coke, and $2,258 for acid. That's each one unit of that specific type. And thank you to my friends, Timmy and Rodriguez for these screenshots. But anyways, you can see on Rodriguez's game, it's the exact same prices. And on my game, it's the exact same prices. And then also, if we compare, next guy here, we compare the dealer that's in the city, 4,640 weed, 12,475 meth, $31,100 cocaine, acid $2,348. And now we compare it, here. Look at this. This one's here, Sebi. Thank you, Sebi, for the screenshot. Timmy here, and me. And you can see all of them are the exact same price. We compare others here. We have Timmy's screen, exact same price for this one dealer, exact same price for Rodriguez's, and exact same price for me. The dealer's outfit, I noticed, changed a little bit for them, so it's not always the same outfit, but the ones that are in the exact same location, they're going to all offer the same prices across the players. Each dealer individually offers a different price, but across those 3 dealers individually, it's for all the players, it's going to be the same price when they go to each dealer individually, if you get what I mean. Hope I didn't make that too confusing. Now, when it comes to selling to the dealers will offer you always, each dealer will offer you one specific drug type that they will be selling at a premium price. And this is most of the time doubled from the original price of it. So for example, this dealer is meth. He's buying meth for $26,350, and he will buy 2 units. And obviously, when you sell these units to these drug dealers, this will take units out of your MC business, so make sure you keep that in mind. But anyways, that is a premium price for the meth. But then we take a look at this next dealer over here, and she's giving us a premium price of $4,400 per unit of weed. And then if we looked at the city one, he was offering also premium price for weed, but he was offering a little bit more, $200 extra. And so I ended up just selling everything, just all together, just to see how much I would get. And I actually got $375,840. Now, if we actually subtract this from $285,000, the reason for that is because that is $75,000 multiplied by $75,000 for one batch of full supplies for weed, one batch of full supplies for coke, one batch of full supplies for meth, plus the $60,000 from buying one full batch of acid. If we combine all of that, that's $225,000, and we subtract that from $375,840 just to see what kind of profit we would be making, and we would be making like around a $90,000 profit for what, investing $285,000 into these businesses. But here's the problem, guys, and this is why I'm gonna say, for people asking me, is it worth selling to these dealers? Yes and no. It depends on the situation. What a lot of people haven't noticed is that the dealers are actually paying you 50% more. Yep, that's right. According to the Newswire, what we are being paid by the dealers right now is actually 50% more, so this is not the final amount. So you know how we made around a $90,000 profit there, and we still had some supplies producing for the businesses? Well, if we actually now compare it, if we take that $375,000 number, and basically what we do is we divide that by 1.5 to get the normal amount when you're not getting your 50% bonus, I would be getting around $250,560, and I subtract that for $285,000, and I get negative $34,440. The normal price, not the 50% bonus. Now, I know this number might be different depending on what the dealers are offering that day, and I know that there's still some supplies in the businesses, so I'm not going completely negative. But just using this as an example right here, you see just how much money was lost just with the normal price here now. So I don't recommend buying supplies for this personally. I'm not against selling to these dealers. I think it does have its purposes, but if you're going to sell to these dealers, sell stuff that you get from the stash house, or if you just steal supplies generally. Generally, I don't support stealing supplies. I think buying supplies is the better option. But if you do a steal supply mission, for example, and then you're not paying for it, it produces for some time, and you just sell it right back to the dealer later on. So here I want to show you guys some of the amounts on this. And I will be comparing 3 screenshots of 3 different dealers and comparing the amounts, so you guys get a pretty good idea of whether you want to sell or not, depending on the amount that you get offered. So basically, the dealer without bonus, what I mean by that is that's the amount that you normally get, because remember, this is 50. You get 50% bonus this week, but after this week, you're going to lose that 50% bonus. So what I did was I took that dealer amount that they're buying for, and I divided by 1.5 to get the actual amount. So for example, you're going to get $3,240 for premium weed instead of $4,680 from this guy normally. And the regular price, regular is basically what I mean, what each unit would normally produce for inside the MC business. Weed would be, for example, $2,625. And then down below, I show how long each unit takes to produce. Weed takes 4 minutes to produce 1 unit. Meth takes 18 minutes to produce 1 unit. Acid takes 45 seconds to produce 1 unit. That's with the boost. 90 seconds normally. And then Coke, it's 30 minutes per unit. So let's start off here. Weed, you get $4,680 premium. That's decent. That would basically be about, 40 minutes of production, and, you get $46,000 for that. I'd sell that. I think that'll be fine. If you sell that with the premium without the bonus, that'll be around $32,000. So $32,000 for about, 40 minutes of work. A little bit more, questionable, but, these 50% prices, for the most part, they're not terrible, in my opinion, but they're not amazing either. But when the 50% gets taken away, it's considerably different. So now let's take a look at meth. Meth, they were offering, $13,725, with this 50% bonus. But without it, normally, that same dealer would offer you $9,150. So again, these values change through the dealers. I get that, but just comparing this dealer exactly, what happens when the 50% bonus gets taken away? $9,150 per unit. And so they're basically going to give you, about $18,000 for $2 units, when you could have normally sold, 2 units from the MC business for $14,875 each. And those take 18 minutes to produce. So $9,000 for that, if I'm not getting close to the actual original amount, I don't want to sell it. That's just the way I'm personally look at it. So I would sell it for the $13,725, but I wouldn't for the $9,150. That's, for me, just a ripoff. Basically, I think that probably the best course of action to make this simple without confusing people is just sell premium. If you got to sell anything, Just sell premium. When there's the bonus, when there isn't the bonus, you want to get the best price. And I would just leave the other ones because some of them you get bad prices for. Like, for example, Coke. Coke is the one that you get the most ripped off for. Now, Coke, normally it's $35,000 a unit. And here they were selling for $28,800. So even with the 50%, you're still losing $7,000 on that. And you take a look at it, normally that'll be $19,200. Damn, right? You know, that's a significant amount. So no, I don't think that that's worth it. And then we look at, you know, the acid. Acid will be selling for, you know, $2,095 per unit normally. And without the bonus, you know, it's $1,565 per unit. But with the 50%, it's selling for $2,348. One of the few that's actually giving you more than normally. So acid, I would say, yeah, I would say sell that if you want. But the other ones, not really, not unless it's premium. But now let's you take a look at that. Yeah, acid, it's about 45 seconds with the boost. That's if you're using, you know, the acid boost, and 90 seconds normally. And then going back to Coke, remember how I said that Coke was the most ripped off? Well, Coke takes 30 minutes to produce. 30 minutes, and they're going to give you 19,200. No. No. Only sell it, I would say, when it's the premium or when it's a bonus. Now, next one here, this next dealer here. Let's start off with meth here. Meth is premium. Meth is $26,350. And I calculated that would be, you know, a good price. You know, sell that. I'd sell that meth. I'd sell those two meth crates to him. But if we now calculate it, you know, that would be $17,566, which is a little bit more than the regular meth crate. So I would say, yeah, I would say that premium price for the meth is worth it. I would say, you know, sell it if you want. But then, you know, we look at cocaine, $28,700, still offering less than the actual, you know, the actual standard amount. And normally this would be $19,133. So not worth it. Weed, you know, $1,500, and I'm going to talk about that $1,500 later, but that's such a ripoff, that $1,500. No. You know, so basically, you're going to be selling 10 units. 10 units to the dealer for $1,500 each. That would be $15,000 for 40 minutes of production. No. So that's just my personal view on it. $2,625 normally for it. No. And then dealer without the bonus, you know, dealer without the bonus on the acid, $1,525. Yeah, not a good price. You know, that one's not good. The bonus here, you know, is offering us a little bit more again. But I would say no on the regular price. No, it's not worth it. The bonus 50%, it's okay. But moving on to the last one here, you know, we're taking a look at acid. And what do we have for acid? $4,376. Pretty good. I'd sell it for that amount. Meth, $12,425. Wouldn't even sell that for the 50%. And we're taking a look at it. They'd give us $8,283 regular. No. For literally 18 minutes, 36 minutes of work, they're going to give you $8,283 a crate? No. That's just not worth it. You know, don't do that. And then for the Coke, $19,000, 66. You know, and then weed is even worse here, $1,433. So my point is, you know, when there's an event on this, then, you know, sell when there's an event on it. When it's premium, regular, no event, then I guess sell. But don't sell the other ones, the non-premium ones. I would personally avoid that. That's just my opinion on it. Now, for the Acid Lab, I just recommend just buying supplies for that. You know, just buying supplies, unless it's a double money event and you get premium, you know, prices. But I would just recommend just to buy supplies. That's $120,000, you know, invested, and then you get $335,000 back. You subtract that $120,000, you're still making over a $200,000 profit, and it's 45 seconds for 45 seconds per 80 units if you do the boost, but 90 seconds would be, you know, per each unit normally. So you're still, you know, making over $200,000, and you can do this in an invite-only session or a friend session, and it's always one delivery vehicle. Now for weed, for these other businesses, weed, meth, and coke, what I recommend doing this strategy instead is just steal supplies. And I'm probably going to have another video on this, you know, just messing around, just to steal supplies. Normally, I don't recommend stealing supplies, but if you're going to sell these solo, then I would recommend doing this. I would recommend selling the supplies where it's basically 1/5 of what it is normally. So 1/5 of 80 units would be 16 units. and that would sell for 42,000. The reason I recommend selling 1/5 is because it's to help you get one delivery vehicle. Around there, you'll get one delivery vehicle versus you don't have to do multiple delivery vehicles. So if you do weed, you're selling 16 units, that'll be $42,000. And for the far sale, it would actually be $63,000. That's 4 minutes per unit. So just think about it. When you are actually selling 10 units of weed, you're actually wasting 40 minutes of time. So imagine if you were selling, 10 units of weed for $1,500, each. That would be giving you $15,000 for 40 minutes, which is just so not worth it. And then meth, for example, it takes 18 minutes per each unit to produce, which is a pretty significant time. If we sold, four units, it will be $59,500. We do the far sale, we get $89,250. Coke, I would recommend just to sell, 2 units, $70,000 normally, but far sale, $105,000. And that's 30 minutes per unit. And if you were selling Coke for, let's say that you were selling Coke for $20,000, let's just say, then you would be basically wasting, an hour of time for $40,000, which I don't think is worth it. I think it'll be doing that, quick, one mission with that one vehicle and just getting it over. Even if you have 5 drops in a single post-op van, that would take you around 10 minutes to do. And for that 10 minutes, I would still think that would be worth it versus, just selling it to these dealers. However, though, I do recommend another thing, and I understand another thing. Not everyone has time to play, and I fully get that. So not everyone has time to sit there and do these sell missions, and you have, other ways to make money. But, if you got to sell other times, then what I would do is I would just steal supplies. Just steal the supplies, just so you're not paying for it. Let it produce a little bit, and then just sell what you got if you don't got time to play. That way you can still make some money from the MC businesses without putting that much effort into it. But some of these resupply missions are going to require a little bit of effort. When it's regular price, I'd recommend just to steal the supplies and just sell for one delivery vehicle what you got. But if you got to sell, to the dealer normally, then just make sure that you steal the supplies just so you can get a little bit more money. Because normally I don't recommend stealing supplies. I recommend buying them because you can buy supplies, do other things. But if you're going to be selling it to the dealer here, then your best course of action is to steal supplies because you're really not going to have that much of a profit, barely any profit, and you actually might go negative. And lastly here, I wanted to talk about the high demand bonus. For people that don't know what the high demand bonus is, the high demand bonus is basically a 2% bonus per player in the lobby. So whatever that business that you're selling, you will get 2% bonus per each player in the lobby. Now, this will count people who are not in your MC or your CEO, and you could, I guess, do this in friends or invite-only sessions, but you can really max it out by doing it in a public session and just joining a session with just the most amount of people. Friends and invite-only session is only going to be the few friends that are in that lobby that aren't in your MC or your CEO. Just take a look at this for Acid, for example. You sell for $335,200, but you can get a $6,704 bonus per player. You multiply that by 25, that's $6,704, you get an extra $167,500. We get $502,700, and that's, Acid is always going to be one delivery vehicle if you're selling it solo, and so you can just use Ghost Organization and still, take a huge profit. Weed, meth, and coke, you can't release Ghost Organization for, so they're a little bit more riskier, but that's why I recommend, if you can, just basically get friends to help you. You will have, max delivery vehicles on these other MC businesses. I fully get that. But if you have friends that are able to help you out, do it then. That's preferably the best option. And if somebody tries to blow up your stuff, just close your application. You'll only lose a tiny bit of it. You only lose 10% of the product if you actually close your application. So I think it's worth it. And if your friends help you sell, help your friends sell afterwards. But weed, for example, sells for $315,000. We get $6,300 bonus per player. Multiply it by 25. We get an extra $157,000. We get $472,500 in total. Meth sells for $446,000, $8,925 bonus per player. We multiply that by 25. We get $224,125. Add that onto the $446,000. We get $669,375. Coke, we get $525,000, $10,500 bonus per player. Multiply that by 25. You get $262,500, $787,000, almost $800,000 for Coke. So you see, you can really increase the amount that you get for just selling in public populated lobbies. A little bit more risk, but you can get a lot more money, and you have your friends to help you out. But I do understand that not everybody wants to take risks, and some people want to sell invite only in friend sessions, and not everyone has friends to help them. And also, I understand that not everyone has all that time to play and do these sell missions, so I get that. But I just wanted to show you guys this alternative here. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys have any questions, about this business, let me know down below. I might have another video, testing a few things with just solo vehicles on the MC businesses. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.